So you're brand new to golf. You got a couple rounds under your belt. First of all, welcome to the most frustrating and enjoyable game you'll ever play. When I was brand new to the game, I didn't know what I was doing either. Trust me, nobody does. I slowed people down and I made a lot of course etiquette mistakes that made the round a lot less enjoyable for not only me, but my playing partners. So today, while we play a couple holes, I want to share with you 5 things that I've learned through this journey that's going to make you have more enjoyable rounds, not only for yourself, but also for the people that you play with. Tip number 1 is to play ready golf. Everybody hates a 6+ hour round, and so all ready golf means is when it's your turn to hit, hit. When your playing partner is setting up for their shot, go ahead and check out your lie, get your yardage, get your club, and then as soon as they hit, start taking your practice swings and hit your ball. Tip number 2 is all about caring for the course. This is probably the biggest thing that I could tell most new golfers. So if you're in the fairway and you hit a divot, meaning like the grass gets thrown everywhere, if you're at a nicer course, you get the luxury of like little sand buckets in your cart and you can refill those divots with that. But if you play cheaper courses like I do, you don't really get that luxury. So just try to fill it with as much grass as you threw out. But the most important thing is when you get around the green, when you're in the bunker, rake it. Even more so than that, when you're on the green, fix your pitch mark. I'll show you how to do that right now. So this is a pitch mark. Most people call them divots. They're not divots, they're pitch marks. With this green is actually kind of firm, so the pitch mark isn't going to be as pronounced as like a softer green where you're going to see the mud and stuff underneath. But all you need is either a divot tool or a tee. Come in from the high side of the pitch mark, come in and push towards the center, and you want to basically go around all the way. You don't want to lift. You don't want to lift like this. You want to go in. And what this does is this helps the greens heal faster than the people that don't. And trust me, at every course you go to, there's going to be pitch marks all around the green because people don't fix them. So it takes literally 2 seconds. So bonus points if you fix yours and somebody else's. And lastly, before I sink this birdie putt, when you're on the green, be mindful of your playing partners, okay? My playing partner, who is my wife, her ball is right here. You want to be mindful of their line. So her line is going to be along here. You don't want to step in their line. When they're over the ball, if it's sunny, you want to be mindful of shadows, and you don't want to do any sort of talking when they're over the ball. That's kind of disrespectful. Some players it doesn't bother, other players it does. So good rule of thumb is just to be mindful of that. You can use a tee or an actual ball marker to mark your ball. That's a good putt. Stress-free par. The sooner you can start implementing just common sense course etiquette where you're caring for the course, the more fun you're gonna have. Tip number 3 is all about being efficient from tee to green. So on the tee box, same thing as ready golf. When it's your turn to hit, just hit, dude. You're a beginner, right? We're out here to have fun. You'd be surprised how much of a better result you'd have if you just step up to every single shot that you have on the tee box, on the fairway, on the green. Pick your target and react to it rather than trying to think, oh, I got to get my hands here, wait there. You know, just step up to the shot and hit it. And sometimes you're going to have outcomes that you don't like that shot right there. But that's okay. That's why we pay to play this game. The number 1 cause of slow play is people that hit it into the woods like I just did, and then they spend 10 minutes looking for their ball. We're not getting paid to play this, bro. All right? Here's the deal. If you hit it into the woods, take a glance, but if you know for certain that it's in an area that you can't even access, don't even bother, bro. Just grab a ball from the cart, come out to where, like back on the line, not really close to the hole, okay? Take you a drop, and just resume play. That's all you got to do. Now, if you're a brand new player, a good rule of thumb is to play a hole in double par. So if it's par 4, if you're in your 8th shot already, just pick it up and move on to the next hole. That's all you got to do. When you get around the green, because you have to walk so far from your cart, maybe grab your wedge, maybe a couple wedges, and your putter. That way you aren't hitting your chip shot and then having to run all the way back to the cart to get your putter, okay? Just grab them both and move along. Now, I'm not saying you got to run around the course like your speed golf Rob, you know what I mean? But I'm saying just try to use a little bit of common sense and be efficient. Oh, I killed it. Oh. And the last thing I'll say is, when you're done on a hole, just fill in the scorecard on the next tee box. All right, before we move on to these last 2 tips, if you have found any of these 3 tips helpful, please consider liking and hyping and subscribing so that YouTube can push this out to more new golfers that need help, because you guys have heard of the shrink the game movement. I think it's just a lack of education and people knowing about course etiquette and stuff. So I feel like this video needs to get pushed out to more people so that people can start having a better time on the golf course. All right, so tip number 4 is all about managing expectations and having emotional control. This one is a big one, and it probably is the best way to enjoy your round a lot better. Here's the thing, if you're new or if you don't practice, you're gonna hit bad shots. The pros hit bad shots. The pros hit shanks and top their drives. It happens to everybody. You and I, we're new, we're not pros, so that's gonna happen a lot more. So the sooner you can get that through your brain, and the sooner you can understand that as soon as the ball leaves the club face, there's nothing you can do about it, you're gonna have a lot better time. And besides, dude, managing your emotions is the best way to enjoy the game a lot more. Golf's not a mental game, it's an emotional game. So if you can manage your frustrations and your anger, I'm not saying be happy-go-lucky, but if you can just understand that nobody wants to be around a grown adult that has the emotional control of a toddler, that every time they hit a bad shot, they're slamming clubs, they're breaking them, they're just bitching and moaning about everything, the better. I always like to think whatever happens, happens. God, I love this driver. And finally, tip number 5 is to be grateful. Remember, if you've got the money, the time, and the physical ability to go out and play golf, you're doing pretty good in life. There's tons of people in the world that would kill to be out on a golf course, but they can't because of one of the 3 reasons I just mentioned. So if anything, just use that time to enjoy being out in nature. Maybe use that time to get away from social media, turn off your phone, whatever, and just enjoy being outside, being in the company of your friends or your playing partners, and just enjoy it. Who cares what the score is? Who cares how the shots turn out? You're getting to play golf, man. I'll take it. These 5 tips have helped me not only enjoy. These 5 tips have not only let golf be a lot more enjoyable for me, but for everybody around me, the course and my playing partners. If I forgot a tip, or if you've got one better, let me know down in the comments. But until next time, if you want to figure out how to make golf a little bit more affordable, you can check out this video up here. Thank you for watching. I'll see you over there.